Get this fraud out now. She's staining our circle with her fake presence. Eleanor Harrington's voice sliced through the murmurs at the MoMA gala, her fingers snatching Aisha Thompson's invitation midair. The cardstock tore with a sharp rip, pieces scattering like broken promises across the polished floor. Blake Harrington smirked, phone already up, camera rolling for his TikTok feed. Look at this intruder thinking she belongs. Pure delusion in a cheap dress. His words hit Aisha like acid, her jaw clenching as the crowd of 150 elite guests pressed in, eyes hungry for the spectacle. Sophia Harrington joined the assault, her laugh a venomous bark. Who let the charity case in? That outfit screams a discount rack. Security, drag her out before she begs for scraps. Aisha's fists balled at her sides, nails digging into palms, but she held her ground, spine straight amid the flashing phones. Gerald Harrington nodded approval from behind, his silence a heavy endorsement as whispers erupted. She's crashing for clout, one guest snarled. Black girl in rags doesn't fit our standards, another hissed. Blake zoomed in tighter, his stream exploding with views. Followers witness peak entitlement. Girl, know your place. Aisha's breath caught, rage boiling beneath her calm facade, but she refused to crack. Eleanor's heel ground an invitation fragment into dust. Call the guards. Trash like her pollutes exclusive air. Security advanced, badges glinting, as the family encircled Aisha, their mockery a tightening noose. Phones captured every flinch, every suppressed tremble in her frame. The humiliation burned, but Aisha's eyes locked on Blake's lens, a silent vow etched in her gaze. Aisha's gaze pierced Blake's screen, unyielding steel in her eyes as security's hands clamped her shoulders. Move, intruder. We're done tolerating fakes. The guard's grip tightened, shoving her toward the exit, but her steps held firm, each one a deliberate defiance against the family's barrage. Eleanor sneered, waving the torn scraps. Pathetic. Crawl back to wherever you scavenged that invite. Blake's camera tracked her retreat, his voice mocking into the mic. See that walk of shame? Textbook failure. Sophia piled on, her words a whip. Bet she's dialing welfare next. Good riddance. Aisha's pulse hammered, fury coiling in her chest like a spring, but she exhaled sharply, forcing composure. No screams, no pleas, just calculated silence that amplified the crowd's uneasy shifts. Phones lowered slightly, some guests murmuring discomfort, but the Harringtons doubled down. Gerald crossed his arms. End this farce. Escort her fully out. At the threshold, Aisha halted, her back to the glittering hall. She pulled her phone from her clutch, fingers steady despite the tremor in her veins. The screen lit up. Dad, Elijah Thompson. She dialed, speaker off, voice low but clear enough for nearby ears. Dad, it's Aisha. Pull the plug on Harrington Industries. All $750 million. Gone. They showed their true color tonight. Blake's smirk faltered, his stream freezing mid-frame as he caught fragments. What did she just... Eleanor cut him off, laughing it off. Bluffing trash. Ignore her delusions. But Aisha's call connected, her tone ice cold. Yes, effective immediately. No negotiations. Let them sink. She ended the call, pocketed the device and turned one last time, her voice a quiet blade slicing the air. Enjoy your empire while it lasts. You built it on sand. Then she walked out, head high, the doors slamming behind her like a final judgment. The Harringtons exchanged glances, dismissal turning to unease, but they shrugged it off, resuming their champagne toasts. Aisha's parting silence lingered, a shadow over their victory, her vow already unraveling their world thread by thread. Blake's phone buzzed mid-toast, screen flashing an urgent email from the board. Thompson partnership terminated, $750 deal off, effective now. His glass slipped, shattering on the floor, champagne pooling like blood. What the hell? Eleanor's eyes narrowed, grabbing his device. Fake alert. Must be spam. But the sender glared back. Elijah Thompson's executive assistant, signature unforgeable. Sophia scrolled frantically. Views exploding. 147K already. Comments shifting. Wait, Who is she? Gerald's face drained white, his tie suddenly choking. Check the logs, our stock's dipping pre-market. A murmur rippled through the crowd as a suited lawyer, an old Harrington ally named Harlan Reed, pushed through. Gerald, that woman you just ejected? Aisha Thompson, daughter of Elijah Thompson, Silicon Valley's black tech titan, net worth north of $10 billion. Blake's gut twisted, thumbs freezing over his stream. No way, she looked broke. Harlan leaned in, voice a harsh whisper. She's his VP of Outreach, Discrete Wealth Fund's inner-city programs. You tore up her legit invite from Thompson Foundation. Platinum donors here. Eleanor's nails dug into her palm. We donated more. Our word holds. But Harlan shook his head. Not against him. That deal was our lifeline. Your bankruptcy shield gone. The family circle tightened. Phones now weapons turned inward. Blake replayed his footage, her final words echoing. Empire on sand. Views hit 200K. Comments turning savage. Racist takedown incoming. Sophia's feed flooded with tags. Harrington humiliation. Gerald dialed his FO, voice cracking. Confirm the pullout. Full damage. The reply hit like a hammer. Irrevocable. Thompson cited irreconcilable values. Your family's spectacle sealed it. Unease clawed at Blake's chest. His smirk long vanished. As the gala lights dimmed on their triumph, he fixated on a frame in his video. Aisha's necklace, an antique locket with a faint, etched symbol, crossed keys over a shield, oddly familiar yet unexplained. Eleanor's laugh rang hollow. We'll sue for slander. But Harlan's parting shot lingered. You ignited your own downfall. The Harringtons stood amid the shards, victory souring into dread, the night's shadow stretching toward dawn's reckoning. She's nobody. Has to be a bluff. Blake's fingers hammered his phone screen in the limo, scrolling through Aisha's sparse socials, his pulse racing from the gala's fallout. Eleanor's glare bored into him. Find her now, before our stocks tank further. Gerald barked from the front. Contacts, call Reed back, dig deeper. Blake nodded, thumbs flying, pulling up LinkedIn, Aisha Thompson, VP Outreach at Thompson Innovations. Damn, verified. She's linked to Elijah. Sophia's nails tapped impatiently. Stalk her feed, find weaknesses. Blake hacked into public records next, his breath shallow as hits poured in. Harlem address, modest apartment despite the billions. Lives low-key, why hide? He cross-referenced photos, spotting the necklace again in an old post. Crossed keys over a shield, glinting in a community event shot. Eleanor's voice snapped. Irrelevant. Track her movements. Blake switched to maps, pinging her last known, a tech hub in Brooklyn. She's there now. Post-gala meeting? Gerald's fist slammed the seat. Drive. Confront her privately. The limo screeched toward Brooklyn, Blake's mind churning with regret and denial. We can't lose everything over one ejection. Inside the hub, he slipped past security with a fake badge, heart pounding as he spotted Aisha in a glass office, directing a team of young coders. He eavesdropped, her voice steady. Push the grant apps. Fund those startups. Blake's phone buzzed. Stock alerts down 12%. We need her back on board. He texted allies. Run background. Full dossier. Harlan Reed replied instantly. Elijah's ironclad. Built empire from nothing. Beat racism in the valley. Aisha's his enforcer. Handles deals with a knife's edge. Blake's jaw tightened, forwarding to family. Sophia hissed over the call. She's playing victim. Expose her. But deeper dives revealed Aisha's grit. Scholarships funded. Lawsuits won against discriminators. She's untouchable. Gerald demanded. Tail her home. Force a talk. Blake parked outside her building, shadows lengthening as Aisha emerged, keys jangling. He approached, mask of charm cracking. Miss Thompson, wait. She spun, eyes flashing steel. You, here? Stalking now? Blake raised his hands. Just talk. Misunderstanding. Aisha's laugh cut deep. Misunderstanding? You filmed my humiliation. He pressed. Our company's dying. Reinstate the deal. She stepped closer, voice a whip. Earn it. Beg. Eleanor arrived unannounced, shoving past. Young lady, drop the act. Aisha's fist clenched. Act? You called me trash. Sophia flanked, phone ready. Proof. Your dad's pulling strings unfairly. Gerald loomed. Name your price. Silence this. But Aisha held firm, her necklace catching streetlight, a symbol mocking their desperation. Blake's probe deepened online. Forum hits on the locket. Family heirloom, tied to old civil rights battles. This runs deep. They followed her to a late-night cafe, Blake hacking feeds for intel. She's meeting donors, our rivals. Inside, he overheard, Harringtons expose themselves. Funds redirect. Regret gnawed at Blake's core, his family's empire crumbling in real-time alerts. Eleanor's whisper, bribe her contacts, turn them. But attempts failed, doors slamming in digital faces. Blake's final search hit pay dirt. Aisha's bio, survivor of boardroom biases, now wielding power quietly. We underestimated, badly. The hunt exhausted him, family fractured in the chase. But Aisha's trail led to her strength, not weakness. As dawn broke, Blake stared at his screen, the necklace symbol burning, a clue to more than jewels. The family's pursuit had only hardened her resolve, their pleas echoing unanswered in the cold morning air. Fund it all. Every last kid gets a shot. Aisha's command echoed in the dimly lit Harlem Community Center, her fingers flying over her laptop as dawn crept in. Elijah Thompson leaned against the doorframe, his suit rumpled from the red-eye flight, eyes locked on his daughter. You handled them like steel, proud. Aisha's shoulders tensed, then relaxed, her voice a low growl. They spat on me, Dad. Filmed it like sport. Elijah's fist clenched. And you cut their lifeline. Smart strike. She slammed the laptop shut, rising to pace, energy crackling. Not broken, fueled. Volunteers bustled around, stacking tablets for the youth program, Aisha directing with precision. Jamal, load the coding apps. Focus on AI basics. The teen nodded, his grin fierce. Thanks to you, Miss T, we're building empires. Aisha's hand gripped his shoulder. Your empire, own it. Elijah watched, pride swelling in his chest. You've turned their poison into power. Flashbacks hit Aisha hard. Blake's camera zooming, Eleanor's rip of paper, but she shoved them down, channeling fury into action. Redirect the funds, double the scholarships. Elijah pulled up projections on his phone. Harringtons are bleeding, our gains skyrocket. Aisha's eyes narrowed. Good, let them feel the burn. She grabbed a stack of applications, scanning faces. Single moms, foster kids, all hungry for tech skills. Approve these. Full rides. Elijah stepped closer, voice gravelly. That necklace, your grandma's legacy, reminded me tonight. Aisha touched the locket, fingers tracing the crossed keys and shield. Strength in silence. She taught us that. He nodded. And you wield it like a blade. A call buzzed. Board member. Elijah, Harrington's circling, demanding talks. Aisha snatched the phone. Tell them no, until they crawl. She hung up, breath steady, turning to a young coder struggling with code. Here, loop it tighter. The kid's eyes lit up. You're a boss. Volunteers cheered as grants cleared, Aisha's resolve ironclad. We lift our own, no waiting for permission. Elijah's hug was crushed. You're unbreakable. But shadows lingered. Blake's pursuit gnawed at her edges. She opened an email, an anonymous tip on Harrington scandals. Dad, look at this letter scan. Elijah's brow furrowed. Old dirt. Could bury them deeper. Aisha's smirk flashed. Or force real change. She pocketed it, energy surging, her world a fortress of impact, untouched by the night's venom. As the center hummed with purpose, Aisha's phone pinged, a Harrington shadow lurking outside. They're desperate, she muttered, steeling for the inevitable clash. The morning's triumph held firm, but the unearthed letter promised storms ahead, its secrets whispering of battles yet to come. Back off now, or face charges for harassment. Aisha's voice cracked like thunder through the community center door, her frame blocking Blake's advance as he shoved in, family trailing like predators. Elijah flanked her, arms crossed, his stare a wall of fury. You hunt her down? Bold move after your spectacle. Blake halted, palms up, sweat beading on his brow. Just hear us, please. Eleanor's heels clicked forward, lips curling. Miss Thompson, our apologies. Heat of the moment. Sophia nodded vigorously. Yeah, total mix-up. Forgive and forget, Gerald grunted. Reinstate the deal. Name terms. Aisha's nails bit into her palms, rage surging at their hollow words. Apologies? You broadcast my shame to millions. Blake's eyes darted. Delete the videos. Done. But his tone dripped insincerity, fingers twitching toward his phone. Elijah snarled. Lies! Your stocks demand this grovel. Aisha stepped closer, breath hot. Fine. Peace, but on my ground. Eleanor's eyebrow arched. Conditions? Spill. Aisha's list fired rapidly. Public apology, front page ad, bias training, whole board mandatory, 5 million fund, black entrepreneurs only, quarterly audits, prove change or deal dies permanently. Blake's jaw dropped. 5 mil? Robbery. Sophia whined. Our image, shattered. Gerald's fist pounded air. Acceptable, barely. Eleanor forced a smile, teeth gritted. Deal, shake on it. Aisha extended her hand, grip iron, but her eyes scanned their faces, spotting cracks in their facade. As hands clasped, Elijah's phone buzzed. Another alert on Harrington Dips. Sign now, or walk. Blake scribbled on a napkin a contract, sweat staining the ink. Done. Happy? Aisha's smirk flashed cold. Not yet. Prove it. Prove. The group shifted uneasily, Elijah herding them to a table. Sit. Details. As papers shuffled, Aisha's fingers brushed the scanned letter from her pocket, the anonymous tip unfolding subtly. She glanced down. Faded ink, dated 2005, addressed to Harrington Sr. Accusations of rigged bids, crushing a black-owned firm. Wait, this. Blake's eyes widened, snatching for it. Where'd you get that? Aisha yanked back. Tipped off. Your family's dirt. Eleanor's face paled. Voice was a hiss. Irrelevant. Old news. But Gerald's tremble betrayed fear, his whisper sharp. Burn it. Now. Aisha's pulse quickened, tucking the letter away. No, this ties to your empire's rot. Sophia lunged. Give it! Our legacy! Elijah blocked her. Touch her. Regret it. The room tensed, breaths ragged, as Aisha read aloud snippets. Fraudulent takeover. Minority firm bankrupted. Witnesses silenced. Blake's denial cracked. Grandpa's mess, not us. But Aisha's glare pierced. Inherited poison. Clean it or drown. Eleanor's composure shattered, nails scraping wood. You twist this. Blackmail. Aisha's laugh echoed bitterly. Justice, not your game. They argued fiercely, voices overlapping. Blake pleading, let it die. Focus future. Sophia snapped, you're ruining us. Gerald bargaining, double the fund. Silence. But Aisha held firm, her necklace's symbol glinting under the light, a silent anchor. Elijah backed her. Conditions stand, plus probe this letter. The Harringtons exchanged panicked glances, defeat etching lines on their faces. Blake signed deeper concessions, handshaking. Fine, audit everything. Aisha nodded. Start tomorrow, or void. As they filed out, tails tucked, Aisha pocketed the napkin deal, her resolve steel hard. Elijah squeezed her shoulder. You turned their fake sorry into chains. But the letter's weight pressed, its words hinting at deeper betrayals. Names like Victor Lang scribbled in margins, a ghost from past wars. Aisha's eyes narrowed on the door. This uncovers more. Watch them squirm. The center's hum resumed, but the unearthed secret pulsed like a live wire, promising revelations that could topple empires beyond repair. Thompson's bloodline ends here. Crush them before they sniff our trail. Victor Lang's snarl echoed in the shadowed boardroom, his fist slamming the oak table as Gerald Harrington flinched across from him. Blake froze in the doorway, eavesdropping unintended, his breath caught at the venom. Victor's eyes, cold steel, locked on Gerald. Your family's screw-up exposed us. Fix it or I bury you first. Eleanor's gasp cut the air. Us? This is your mess. 2005 fraud. Victor's laugh barked harshly. Ours. Your old man signed off. Pocketed the spoils. Gerald's hands shook, paper scattering. Victor, we had a pact. Silence for shares. Victor leaned in, breath hot. Pact broken. Your kid filmed the girl. Drew eyes. Blake burst in, rage boiling. You, Lang, the letter mentioned you. Victor's glare pierced him. Boy, stay out. Adults talking. Sophia edged back, nails digging into her arm. He's your rival, Dad. Thompson's enemy. Victor's sneer deepened. Enemy? I own the game. Hack their systems, steal patents, bankrupt the black mogul. Elijah's name hung like a blade. Victor pacing, veins bulging. Elijah rose from scraps, beat me once in bids. Now, I ally with you fools to rig markets. Gerald protested. We needed cash. Your loans trapped us. Victor cut him off. Trapped? You begged. Now deliver silence on that letter. Blake's phone buzzed, stock alerts plunging further. You're plotting against Thompson? To dominate tech? Victor's hand clamped Blake's shoulder grip iron. Smart kid. Join or fall. Eleanor's voice cracked. Expose us. We'll drag you down. Victor released Blake, turning savage. Try. My lawyers eat yours. That 2005 takeover? Crushed a black firm. Your cut funded your yachts. Sophia's eyes widened. Dad, true? Gerald's head bowed. Survival. Business. Victor's fist pounded again. Now survival means war. Sabotage Thompson's servers tonight. Blake's gut twisted, loyalty fracturing. Aisha's onto us. The letter's with her. Victor's face contorted, fury erupting. Then eliminate threats, bribe her contacts, frame Elijah for leaks. Gerald nodded weakly. We'll handle. But Victor shoved him. Oh, you botched the gala. I lead now. Blake's mind raced, the necklace symbol flashing in memory, crossed keys perhaps tied to that crushed firm. What's your endgame? Victor's smile chilled. Monopoly. Thompson falls, we split billions. Eleanor's protest died as Vic Dialita, a hacker. Initiate breach, wipe their data. The room pulsed with tension, Blake's breath ragged. This destroys lives. Victor's retort sliced. Lives? Weaklings lose, Sophia whispered. Pull out. Too deep. Gerald silenced her. No choice. Debts own us. Victor's orders flew. Monitor Aisha. Tail her every move. Blake's phone captured a secret recording, his thumb pressing record amid the chaos. Proof. For leverage. But Victor spotted it, snatching the device. Traitor blood? Blake's jaw clenched. Family first. Not your poison. Fists flew. Blake dodged, grabbing the phone back. Run! Tell Aisha. Victor's roar followed. Catch him! Break him! Gerald lunged, but Blake bolted, doors slamming. Eleanor's scream echoed. Stop our son! Victor's command was overruled. Let him! Bait for the girl! The chase spilled into the streets, Blake's legs burning, evasion narrow. He texted Aisha mid-sprint. Lang's the puppet master. Meet now. Victor's car screeched behind, closing in. As Blake vanished into alleys, Victor's plot unfurled. His alliance with Harrington's, a noose tightening around Thompson's empire. The exposed threat loomed larger, Victor's shadow promising destruction, but Blake's defection cracked the facade, hinting at alliances shifting in the brewing storm. Lang's the snake. Meet me now. Blake's text lit Aisha's screen mid-stride, her fingers gripping the letter tighter as Elijah snatched the phone. Boys flipping. Trap? Aisha's eyes blazed. Or truth. Let's squeeze. They bolted to a dingy diner, Elijah's car screeching curbside, Aisha's necklace thumping against her chest like a war drum. Blake burst in, breathless, clothes torn from the chase. Victor's pulling strings. Your letter's key. Aisha slammed him against the booth. Proof. Spill. Blake's hands shook, pulling up his secret recording. Listen, his plot to hack you. The audio crackled. Victor's voice snarling orders. Gerald's weak agreements. Elijah's fist clenched. 2005 fraud. My old mentor's firm crushed. Aisha's breath hitched, memories flooding, her grandma's stories of lost battles. Crossed keys, her company's logo. Blake's eyes widened. Your locket? Ties to that? Aisha nodded sharply. Start digging. Contacts first. Elijah dialed an old ally and ex-FBI hacker named Reyes. Run traces on Lang. Deep. Reyes' voice grated back. On it. Send the letter scan. Blake paced, guilt carving lines on his face. My family's in deep debt to him. Aisha's glare cut. Redeem, help us bury him. They huddled over laptops, Aisha's fingers flying through archives. 2005 filings, Harrington bid rigged. Elijah cross-checked. Lang's shell companies funneled bribes. Blake hacked his family's emails, sweat dripping. Here, meetings with Victor, coded as legacy cleanup. Sophia's text buzzed Blake. Where are you? Victor's raging. He ignored forwarding chains. Patents targeted. Yours, Dad. Reyes called back, voice urgent. Lang's server pings. Breach attempts on Thompson nets. Aisha's pulse thundered. Block them. Trace back. Elijah's commands fired. Firewall up. Counterhack. They traced IPs to a warehouse in Jersey. Aisha's decision was swift. Road trip, now. Blake drove, knuckles white. If caught, done. Aisha's retort sliced. Caught? We strike first. At the warehouse, they slipped shadows, Elijah picking locks. Inside, servers hummed, guards patrolling. Aisha whispered, Distract, I'll download. Blake feigned a stumble, drawing fire. Hey, lost! Guards lunged, fists swinging. Elijah tackled one, grunts echoing. Aisha plugged in a drive, files dumping. Got logs, hacks dated back years. Blake dodged a punch, kneeing the groin. Run! Alarms! Sirens wailed, feet pounding. They burst out, car peeling away. Aisha scanning data mid-flight. Victor's emails, orders to silence witnesses. Elijah's face hardened. One name, my grandma's partner, vanished '06. Blake's confession spilled. Grandpa bragged, necessary casualties. Back at Thompson HQ, they spread printouts, Aisha circling names. Connect dots. Lang funded Harrington loans, demanded sabotage. Reyes arrived USB in hand. Deep web hits. Lang's offshore accounts, wired to judges. Aisha's anger flared. Bought silence. Crushed black firms systematically. Elijah paced. My rise threatened his monopoly. Now payback. Blake unearthed more. Family vaults, old tapes, Grandpa admitting fraud. Sophia called, voice trembling. Blake, Victor's at our house, demanding loyalty. Blake's reply barked. Stall, recording everything. Aisha orchestrated next. Fish Lang's assistant, lure docs. Email traps set, responses trickling. Got it. Meeting schedules, Victor with hackers. Elijah's probe deepened. FBI tips anonymous, feed them crumbs. But Victor's counter struck. Thompson's servers glitched, data wiping. Aisha's scream. Fight back, restore. Fingers blurred on keys, backups loading. Lost 10% but caught his signature code. Blake analyzed. His personal script, arrogant slip. They tailed Victor's car to a club, Aisha in disguise eavesdropping. Harrington's disposable, after Thompson falls. Her recorder captured it all, heart pounding as guards eyed her. Elijah pulled her out. Close, too close. Back home, piecing timelines. 2005 start. Lang targets minorities, allies with whites like Harrington's. Blake's redemption burned. My blood, I'll testify. Aisha's nod was firm. Earn it. Find the vanished witness. Searches intensified, Reyes hacking databases. Found him, alive, hiding in Chicago. Flight booked, Aisha grilling the man hours later. Lang threatened, said I'd die like others. His testimony scrawled, shaking hands. Tapes exist, buried in Lang's safe. Elijah's plan snapped. Infiltrate, get them. Blake volunteered. Inside man, family access. Risks mounted, Victor's threats texting. Surrender or burn. Aisha's resolve steel. We burn him first. Manhunts branched. Old employees grilled. Bribes traced. Millions laundered. Proof here. Elijah confronted a judge. Flip or expose. The judge cracked. Lang owns me. Files in his vault. Vault raid planned, tension coiling. Blake's insider tip. Tomorrow, empty house. Aisha's locket warmed against her skin, symbol fueling fire. End this legacy, ours rises. As clues piled, Victor's web unraveled thread by thread, but his awareness grew, shadows closing. The team's bond forged in fire, but the vault's secrets beckoned, promising the final nail in his coffin amid the escalating peril. Lang's betrayal, it's murder, not just fraud. Aisha's whisper sliced the air in the vault's dim glow, her flashlight beam trembling over yellow documents as Elijah ripped open the safe's final drawer. Blake's breath hitched, hands slick with sweat from the break-in, alarm silenced but tension thick. Here, affidavit from '06. Elijah's voice was gravel, unfolding the paper, eyes scanning horrors. Your grandpa, Blake, pushed my grandma's partner off a bridge. Staged accident. Lang ordered it to bury evidence. Blake's knees buckled, slamming against cold metal. No. Lies. But the signatures glared. Victor's scrawl, Gerald's father endorsing. Aisha's fingers dug into the file, pulling photos. Mangled car, police reports stamped, closed. Witness silenced, permanently. Elijah's fist crushed a page. My mentor, dead because he threatened exposure. Blake's denial shattered, vomit rising. Family knew, covered it. Aisha's glare bored in. Your empire built on blood, black blood. Flashbacks assaulted Elijah. Grandma's tears. Firm collapsing, her health failing. She died broken, heart attack from stress. Aisha's locket burned hot, symbol now a curse revealed. Crossed keys her mentor's firm logo, shield her grandma's design. They stole it all, patents funneled to Lang. Blake's confession poured. Heard whispers, necessary cleanup. Never thought killing. Elijah lunged, collar grabbed. Thought, you profited. Blake choked. Stop, I'll expose. Sirens wailed distanced, guards' footsteps echoing. Aisha stuffed files into her bag. Move, download the rest. Elijah hacked the drive, data flooding, emails chaining Lang to hits, Harrington's as pawns. Current plot, hack our AI core, frame us for espionage. Aisha's eyes widened. National security breach, FBI level. Blake's phone buzzed. Victor's text. Found your trail. End it. Panic surged and Blake smashed the device. He's coming. Knows. They bolted through corridors, files clutched, hearts pounding. This ties everything. Past murder funds, present sabotage. Elijah's revelation deepened. Lang's motive. Elijah Sr. outbid him in '90s. Exposed early scams. Aisha's mind raced. Revenge generational. Targeting us to erase legacies. Blake's redemption flared. My great-uncle disappeared too. Lang's doing. Files confirmed. Another body, hush payments. Outside, tires screeched. Victor's SUV blocking escape. Out! Now! Victor's roar, gun glinting in his hand. Aisha dove behind crates, Elijah firing back with a stolen taser. Run! Evidence first! Blake shielded Aisha, taking a graze. Go! I'll hold! Bullets chipped walls, chaos erupting. Aisha uploaded scans mid-flee. To Reyes, leak if we fall. Elijah dragged Blake. Not dying here. Truth outlives us. Victor's pursuit is relentless. Voice echoing. Thompson blood ends tonight, like your forebears. Aisha's counter. Proof's viral. You're done. They leapt fences, car waiting, peeling away as shots faded. In the safe house, wounds bandaged, Aisha Sprithiox. Murder, fraud, conspiracy. Lang masterminded. Harrington's executed. Elijah's tears fell. My family's pain, avenged. Blake's vow broke. Testify, all. Deeper dives. Tapes from safe. Voices confessing. Push him. Make it clean. Aisha's horror peaked. Serial. Multiple hits. Elijah connected. Our hacks? Distraction for bigger theft. Global tech dominance. Blake's addition. Family debts. Forced into killings. Shockwaves hit. Aisha's locket open. Hidden microfilm inside. Grandma's notes naming Lang as he killer. Revelations cascaded, bonds tested. We end him, court or grave. Elijah's plan formed. Public, conference tomorrow. But Victor's shadow loomed, his network activating. Aisha's resolve is iron. Truth weapons us. As files were digitized, the full horror settled. Decades of targeted destruction, black innovators erased for white greed. Blake's transformation is complete. My name, stained forever. The unveiled abyss stared back, past crimes fueling present wars, but the evidence armed them for the final clash, secrets no longer buried in the vault's cold embrace. Thompson's scum, die like your thieving ancestors. Victor Lang's gun barrel jammed into Aisha's temple, his breath reeking of rage in the Silicon Valley warehouse shadows. Elijah bound beside her, ropes cutting wrists raw. Blake lunged forward, but Gerald's boot slammed his chest. Traitor son, watch her bleed. Aisha's teeth ground, fear twisting her gut, but her voice spat fire. Proof's out. Your murder's viral. Victor's laugh echoed brutally. Bluff. Guards, snap her neck. Elijah strained against the bonds, veins bulging. Touch her, FBI storms. Victor's fist cracked Elijah's jaw. Shut. Your empire crumbles first. Blake coughed, blood crawling up. Dad, stop this madness. Gerald's kick landed harder. You flipped. Family over. Aisha's locket swung wildly, symbol mocking as Victor shoved the gun deeper. Confess. Hand the files. Her eyes locked on his. Never. Your 2005 blood debt pays now. Guards circled tighter, tasers humming, one grabbing Blake's hair. Boss, end them quick. Victor nodded. Start with the girl. Aisha's knee shot up, nailing a groin. Guard crumpled, gasping. Elijah headbutted his captor, ropes fraying. Run! Aisha! Chaos exploded. Blake tackled Gerald, fists flying. You killed for greed. Gerald's elbow smashed Blake's nose, blood spraying. Survival. Lang owns us. Victor fired a warning shot, the bullet ricocheting. Freeze, or she drops. Aisha dodged, grabbing a loose pipe, swinging wildly. Your hack's exposed. Servers breach back. Victor's eyes widened, phone buzzing, alerts flooding. Data leak, FBI inbound. His roar shook the walls. You hacked me? Elijah broke free, charging. Payback, your murder's taped. Victor's gun swung, shot, grazing Elijah's arm, flesh tearing. Blake pinned Gerald, choking. Admit it, Grandpa's orders. Gerald gasped. Yes, pushed him off, for shares. Aisha's pipe connected with a guard's knee, crack echoing. Taped, every word. Victor's desperation surged, lunging at her. Die, black thief. She sidestepped, pipe cracking his ribs. Thief! You stole lives! Guards piled on Elijah, batons descending, his grunts filling the air. Hold! Files here! Blake released Gerald, diving for the bag. Got them! Upload! Victor's boot crushed Blake's hand. No! Mine! Pain screamed through Blake, fingers crunching. Aisha yanked Victor back, nails raking his face. Release! Or evidence blasts! Victor's blood dripped, gun pressing against Elijah's forehead. Surrender files or he brains out. Elijah's eyes met Aisha's calm fury. Don't fight! Alarms blared suddenly. Warehouse systems hacked, lights strobing. Rhea's voice hacked speakers. FBI en route. Surrender. Victor's panic peaked. Block it! Guards! One guard bolted, abandoning. Gerald whimpered. Victor! Cut losses! Victor snarled. Never! Kill them all! He fired at Blake, the bullet lodging in the shoulder, agony ripping through. Blake's scream. Aisha, run! She refused, tackling Victor, gun skittering. You're in, now! They rolled, fists pounding, her elbow smashing his nose. Elijah broke a guard's arm, snapping loudly. Bag, secure! Gerald crawled for it, Blake tripping him. No more. Family shame ends. Threats multiplied. Victor's knife flashed, slashing Aisha's arm, blood hot. Bleed out, slow. Her vision blurred, but her knee drove into his gut. Feel that. Justice. Guards regrouped, tasers firing. Elijah convulsed, body jerking. Aisha, go! She dragged him, bag clutched. Not without you. Victor rose, knife raised. Finish her. Blake intercepted, wounded arm blocking. Over me, first. Clash intensified, bodies slamming, breaths ragged. Aisha's wound throbbed, strength fading, but resolve burned. Hold! Help comes! Sirens wailed closer, Victor's face twisted in defeat. Retreat! Burn evidence! Guards torched files, flames licking. Aisha dove for remnants. No proof! Elijah pulled her back. Live! Fight another! Blake's blood pooled, vision dimming. Exposed! You lose! Victor's final lunge, knife thrusting, missed as doors burst, FBI swarming. Chaos peaked, arrests of snapping cuffs, but Victor slipped into the shadows, vanishing. Aisha's gasp. Gone! Hunt him! Elijah's wound bled freely. Evidence saved. Barely. Blake collapsed, pain overwhelming. Redeemed. Maybe. The warehouse smoked, threats lingering, but their survival ignited the final push. Victor's escape a ticking bomb in the night. Evidence burns. You lose everything. Victor's parting shot rang in Aisha's ears as flames licked the warehouse files. Her arm bleeding hot trails down her sleeve, while she dragged Elijah's limp form toward the exit. FBI lights flashed outside, agents storming in, but Victor's silhouette vanished into vents like smoke. Blake staggered behind, shoulder wound gushing, his grip on the half-charred bag ironclad. Files, salvage what's left. Aisha's teeth clenched against pain, ripping the bag open mid-run. Scans! Reyes has partials. Agents cuffed Gerald mid-plea. Mercy! Lang forced us! Elijah coughed blood, leaning on Aisha. Vault tapes. Gone? Blake's face twisted. Not all. Microfilm in her locket. Aisha's fingers fumbled the necklace, popping it open. Grandma's hidden film intact, unscorched. Here, final proof. Paramedics swarmed, bandages slapping wounds, but Aisha shoved them off. No time! Decode this! Elijah's eyes lit fiercely. Safe house. Now! Blake nodded, adrenaline surging despite agony. My family's vault. More there. Sirens faded as they piled into an unmarked van, Reyes driving wild. FBI secured scene. Lang's on run. Aisha unspooled the microfilm under a flashlight. Images flickering. Signed confessions. Body disposal logs. Lang ordered hits. Harrington executed. Elijah's wound throbbed, but his voice cut sharply. Link to current hacks. Find the server key. Blake hacked his phone one-handed. Family codes. Access remote vaults. Passwords cracked. Files dumping. Lang's master plan. AI theft to rig markets. Reyes slammed the brakes at a red, eyes on the rear view. Tail. Lang's men. Aisha's pulse hammered. Lose them. Head to Harrington Estate. Van swerved alleys, tires screeching, pursuers clipping mirrors. Blake directed. Hidden entrance, underground. They ditched the van, slipping fences. Aisha's arm numb but grip steady on the film. Estate loomed dark, Eleanor inside, face pale at their intrusion. Blake, traitor! Blake's shove pinned her. Keys now! She spat. Lang owns us. Debts kill us. Aisha's knife flashed. Hand them, or join him. Eleanor cracked, tossing keys. Basement vault, take it. Descending stairs, wounds reopening. Aisha's breath ragged. Vault door creaked open. Shelves of ledgers. Search, 2005 originals. Elijah rifled boxes, blood-smearing pages. Here, witness statements, forged accidents. Blake unearthed drives. Digital backups, Lang's emails. Plugging in, screens lit. Orders to hack Thompson. Frame Elijah for treason. Aisha's fury boiled. National level, undeniable. Alarms blared. Estate breached. Sophia screams upstairs. They're here, Lang's thugs! Gunfire erupted, bullets pinging stairs. Aisha barricaded the door. Hold! Download fast! Elijah fired through cracks, grunts outside. 2 down, more coming. Blake's fingers blurred on keys, uploads racing. 90%, stall them. Aisha's pipe from earlier swung, cracking an intruder's arm through the gap. Back off! Pain shot through her slash. vision spotting black. Reyes radioed, FBI inbound, 5 minutes. But thugs rammed the door, wood splintering. Elijah's shoulder took a hit, collapsing. Aisha, finish it. She dragged him aside, grabbing the drive. Complete, evidence locked. Blake sealed the vault deeper, the hidden panel sliding. Escape tunnel, Grandpa's paranoia. They crawled through dirt, wounds dragging, gunfire fading behind. Aisha's locket film clutched tight. This nails him. Murders, hacks, all. Tunnels spat them into the woods, FBI choppers thumping overhead. Aisha collapsed against a tree, uploading final scans via phone. Leaked. Media frenzy. Elijah's breath is shallow. Your grandma. Avenged. Blake's confession spilled. I enabled. Testify full. Sirens closed. Agents extracting them. Hospital lights later. Stitches pulling. Aisha reviewed the hall. Irrefutable chain. Lang's signatures on death orders. Harrington complicity. Current sabotage codes. Victor's face flashed on the news. Fugitive, armed. Aisha's smirk was cold. Hunt ends soon. Blake, bandaged beside, nodded. My family, disowned, but truth frees. Evidence compiled, dossiers thick. Witness revivals, bank trails, hacked confessions. Aisha's arm throbbed, but resolve peaked. Conference tomorrow. Expose live. Elijah gripped her hand. We win. Legacies restored. As proof solidified, alliances hardened, the final evidence a weapon forged in blood, ready to shatter empires at dawn's revelation. Lang's empire, exposed now. Aisha's voice boomed through the New York Tech conference hall, her bandaged arm thrusting the projector remote, screens igniting with damning files as 500 executives gasped. Victor Lang froze on stage mid-speech, his keynote on innovation ethics crumbling, face draining white. Lies! Security! But Elijah surged forward, mic seized. Murderer, your hands drip blood. Blake flanked them, shoulder slung, flashing the microfilm scans. Confessions. Taped, signed. Victor's guards rushed, but FBI agents blocked paths, badges flashing. Stand down, warrants active. Aisha's glare locked on Victor. 2005. You ordered hits, crushed black firms. Screens flipped. Photos of mangled cars, forged reports. Gasps rippled, phones recording. Victor's snarl cut. Fabrications. Thompson setup. Elijah's retort sliced. Your emails, orders to kill my mentor. Blake stepped up, voice cracking. My family executed. Debts chained us. Chaos erupted. Shareholders shouting, flashes blinding. Victor lunged for the podium controls. Shut it, now! Aisha blocked, elbow jabbing his gut. Feel that. Your victim's pain. He doubled over but swung back, fist grazing her jaw. Die, interloper! Elijah tackled him, pinning his arms. Confess or tapes play. Victor's struggle is fierce, veins popping. Never, guards, shoot! Gunfire cracked, warning shots from a thug, ceiling crumbling. Panic surged, attendees ducking. Blake dove, shielding Aisha. Evidence! Upload live! Her fingers flew on her phone, files streaming to media outlets. Viral. Your end. FBI swarmed Victor, cuffs snapping. You're under arrest. Murder. Conspiracy. His roar echoed. Thompson falls with me. Hacks embedded. Screens glitched suddenly. Thompson servers breaching live. Data wiping. Aisha's horror peaked. Counter! Now! Reyes from the crowd hacked back via laptop. Firewall breach. Reversing. Elijah held Victor down. Your code, traced to you. Victor's laugh was maniacal. Too late. Patents stolen. But Reyes' triumph barked. Trapped. Virus loops back. Wipes your nets. Blake confronted Gerald on stage, dragged up by agents. Dad, admit complicity. Gerald's head bowed, tears streaming. Yes, fraud, cover-ups, for survival. Eleanor screamed from the seats. Stop, our name. Sophia collapsed, sobbing. Ruined, all. Aisha's voice rose above the Adin. Justice, for crushed lives, stolen futures. Screens stabilized, full confessions playing, voices admitting murders, rigs. Shareholders bolted for exits, stocks plummeting on wall tickers. Victor's final thrash broke free momentarily, knife flashing from boot. "End you! Black curse!" He stabbed at Aisha, blade nicking her side. Pain exploded, but she twisted, knee crushing his wrist. "Curse? Your greed." FBI piled on, subduing him fully. Elijah's wound reopened, blood staining his shirt, but he stood tall. Avenged. Grandma's legacy. Blake's testimony live. I witnessed, turned evidence. Cameras captured it all, networks cutting in. Aisha, bleeding but unbowed, held up the locket. This symbol, stolen strength, now reclaimed. Applause was tentative at first, then thundering from allies in the crowd. Victor's defeat was sealed as agents hauled him away, his glare promising vengeance. This isn't over. Shadows remain. Hall cleared, arrests multiplying, thugs cuffed, Harrington's detained. Aisha collapsed into Elijah's arms. "We did it. Truth wins." Blake's nod was weary. Redemption starts. Media frenzy outside, headlines blasting. Tech mogul unmasked, murder empire falls. Evidence irrefutable, chains broken. As cuffs clicked final, Victor's empire shattered in the spotlight, but whispers of remnants lingered. A faint threat in the applause's echo, beckoning resolution's dawn. "Rot in hell, you black destroyer." Victor Lang's final spit hit the courtroom floor, his cuffs rattling as the judge's gavel cracked like thunder, sentencing life without parole for murders unearthed. Aisha's eyes burned into his, unblinking, her bandaged side throbbing but spine steel straight beside Elijah on the witness stand. "Justice, your victims speak." Victor's snarl twisted. "Victims? Weak links crushed for progress." The gallery erupted, flashes popping, but FBI agents shoved him back, his glare promising endless hate. Elijah's voice thundered next, testifying raw. "You killed my mentor, staged his death for patents." Victor interrupted, chains clanking. "Progress demands sacrifice. Your kind always falls." The judge's hammer silenced him. "Contempt, add years." Blake stood, shoulder scar pulling, his words a blade. "I enabled, watched family bury bodies." Gerald, in an orange jumpsuit, head bowed beside Eleanor and Sophia, whimpered. "Mercy, debts forced us." Blake's retort cut deep. "No, greed did." Prosecutors unleashed evidence waves, tapes playing Victor's orders. "Push him, clean." Harrington's signatures on cover-ups. Aisha's locket projected large, symbol reclaimed. "This, stolen from crushed firms." Victor's laugh barked. "Trinkets mean nothing." But jurors' faces hardened, nods rippling. Elijah's fist clenched. "Means legacy you erased." Blake's addition, family assets, seized for reparations. Eleanor's sob broke. "Our home gone." Judges ruling, forfeited, all. Chaos peaked as verdicts dropped. Victor guilty on all counts. Murder, conspiracy, fraud. Gerald's plea was rejected 40 years ago. Eleanor's house arrest was shattered by a full sentence. Sophia's youth plea was denied. Complicit, serve time. Aisha's testimony sealed it. "They humiliated me," revealed deeper rot. Victor's final lunge at bars. "I'll appeal. Break free." Guards tasered him down, his body jerking. Outside the court, the media swarmed, and Aisha's voice was steady. "No victory. Lives lost." Elijah hugged her fiercely. "But chains broken." Blake approached, family and vans behind. "My inheritance. Donated to victims." Aisha's nod was cold. "Earn peace, serve fully." Knots untied, hacks reversed, Thompson servers restored, patents returned. The FBI chief shook hands. "Your evidence. Busted the ring." Loose ends snapped. Thugs turned state's evidence. Offshore accounts drained. Victor's empire dissolved. Companies nationalized. Assets auctioned for black business funds. Harrington Industries restructured under oversight, with diversity mandates ironclad. Aisha's wound healed slowly, but resolve surged. Past resolved, future builds. Elijah's pride swelled. "You led us here." Blake's redemption is tested in prison visits, and family fracturing further. We pay daily. As sentences were enforced, shadows lifted, but Victor's prison whispers hinted at allies lingering. Aisha's eyes scanned headlines. Justice served, tech cleaned. The courtroom's echo faded, resolutions cementing, paving paths for larger atonement amid the wreckage. Assets stripped, your greed's poison drained dry. The auctioneer's hammer smashed down in the packed hall, Victor Lang's sprawling estate, marble floors once echoing his commands, now carved up for bids, proceeds funneled straight to Black entrepreneur funds. Aisha's eyes scanned the crowd from the front row, her healed scars itching under her suit as Elijah gripped her hand, his voice a low rumble. Their fall, our rise. Blake stood beside, face gaunt from prison release, his family's former wealth evaporating in real-time bids. Take it all, deserved. Victor's prison cell broadcast played on screens, his snarls during seizure hearings. Mine, earned. But courts ruled swiftly. The empire liquidated, billions seized for reparations. Aisha's push had sealed it, her testimony echoing. Fund the crushed, rebuild what he stole. Bidders nodded, checks flying, tech startups snapping patents back, community centers claiming yachts repurposed as training hubs. Elijah's breath caught. Your grandma's firm, revived under our name. Aisha's fist clenched. Keys and shield, logo official. Blake's redemption burned hot, his hands signing over Harrington remnants. Inherit nothing, donate all. Gerald from behind bars pleaded via video link. Son, save something. Blake's cutoff is sharp. No, your blood money builds prisons for others. Eleanor's wail pierced. House gone, jewels auctioned, her designer life shattered into charity lots. Sophia's letters begged. Brother, forgive. Blake's reply mailed cold. Earn it. Volunteer in Harlem. Seizures cascaded. Lang's offshore vaults cracked. Gold bars melted for scholarships. Aisha orchestrated distributions, her voice commanding boardrooms. Allocate every cent to minority coders. Elijah backed her, wounds faded, but fire eternal. Your lead, transform. Blake joined fieldwork, sleeves rolled up in community rebuilds, hammers swinging on new tech labs. Sweat equity, my debt. Kids swarmed him, tools in hand. Teach us, code like you stole. Family fractures deepened. Gerald's appeals denied, isolation cracking him. Regret, daily. Eleanor's house arrest lifted for community service, her hands scrubbing centers she once scorned. Humiliation, my mirror. Sophia's modeling career tanked, replaced by advocacy tours, voice trembling in speeches. Privilege blinded, now I see. Blake's visits are sparse, words are knives. Change or rot alone. Assets poured out, Lang's private jets grounded, repurposed for youth flights to Silicon Valley tours. Isha piloted one, kids' eyes wide. Your future, claim it. Elijah mentored on board, stories flowing. Fought like this, win bigger. Blake distributed devices, his guilt easing sliver by sliver. From my family's theft, your tools. Global ripples hit. Seized funds launched incubators in Africa, Asia, Black innovators rising. Aisha's keynote in Geneva thundered. Stolen wealth, returned with interest. Donors pledged matches, billions snowballing. Victor's prison rants leaked. Thieves, my empire. But walls held, his influence dust. Harrington Tanvo complete. Divorce papers served, Eleanor alone in a modest flat, volunteering dawn to dusk. Atonement, endless. Gerald's health failed, confessions pouring in letters. Forgive, please. Blake's response, actions, not words. Sophia founded support groups, tears in sessions. We broke families, now mend. Aisha's personal heel intertwined. Locket now a foundation emblem, funds restoring crushed firms. Elijah's hug was crushed. You built this, from ashes. Blake's partnership offer, co-lead reparations, earn trust. Aisha's nod was wary. Prove daily. Seizures climaxed in a massive gala. MoMA again, but transformed. Proceeds from Lang's art collection funding arts for the underprivileged. Aisha auctioned the final piece, hammer in hand. Sold! To hope! Cheers erupted, her scars symbols of victory. As assets vanished into good, families splintered irreparably, but seeds of change sprouted fierce. Blake's sweat mixing with Aisha's vision, forging paths from ruin to renewal, echoes of hope resonating in every reclaimed dollar. Legacy reclaimed. Your chains shatter today. Aisha's declaration thundered in the vibrant MoMA Hall, now a beacon of renewal 6 months post-trial, her voice commanding as scholarships were awarded to beaming youth, crossed keys badges pinned on chests. Elijah's eyes glistened, hand on her shoulder. You forged this. From their ashes. Blake nodded from the wings, his reformed frame lean from community builds, sweat still fresh from Harlem lab openings. We rise, together. Crowd cheers swelled, donors pledging millions, Aisha directing flows. Tech access, every underserved kid. Elijah mentored on stage, stories raw. Fought biases, won through grit. Blake joined, voice steady. My family's fall, my wake-up. Serve now, daily. Recipients hugged him, tools exchanged. Thanks, your change inspires. Aisha's locket gleamed, symbol now a global emblem for reclaimed strength. Flash forward 2 years, Aisha at the UN podium, 28 now, vice chair of Thomson Innovations, addressing world leaders. Discrimination's cost, billions lost, lives erased, but redemption rebuilds. Screens flashed stats. Seized funds spawned 2,200 startups, minority hires up 75%, discrimination suits down 40%. Elijah beside her whispered, your vision, realized. Blake, co-founder of Atonement Initiatives, testified remotely. From villain, ally, privilege checked daily. Harrington remnants transformed. Gerald's prison confessions birthed reform programs. His letters to Blake, regret eternal, use my story. Blake's visits are sparse but impactful. Teach inmates, bias workshops. Eleanor's evolution is profound. From socialite to consultant, her sessions are raw. I humiliated, now educate. Hands shook in boardrooms, executives nodding. Your vulnerability opens eyes. Sophia's platform shifted. Podcasts on privilege, followers surging with real talk. Lost fame, gained purpose. Aisha's personal arc peaked. Marriage to a fellow advocate, child on the way, but work is relentless. Balance, fight continues. Elijah's mentorship expanded. Global tours, sharing scars. Wounds heal, lessons scar deeper. Blake's family new formed, disowned Harringtons, but formed alliances with Thompsons. Joint ventures, diverse tech hubs, profits to communities. Partners equals. Aisha's nod. Prove it. Actions. Desan rippled. Lang's former empire nationalized. Labs renamed for victims. Aisha unveiled plaques. For the erased, rise again. Ceremonies emotional. Families of murdered hugging her. Justice, your gift. Elijah's tears fell. Grandma watches, proud. Blake's Atonement Fund hit $50 million, scholarships named after Crossed Keys pioneers. From theft, gifts. Global shifts, EU laws mirrored, bias training mandatory in Fortune 500s. Aisha's documentary, Reclaim Keys, screened worldwide, her narration piercing. Prejudice poisons, accountability cures. Viewers wept, pledges followed. Blake's TikTok series, Privilege Unpacked, millions were viewing his raw admissions. Filmed humiliation, now education. Comments flooded, changed my views, thanks. Thomson Innovations soared, diverse board, profits up 60%, innovations flooding from once marginalized talent. Aisha's keynote, inclusion fuels genius. Elijah retired partially, advising, your era, lead fierce. Blake's startup with Aisha, anti-bias AI, detecting discrimination in code. Prevent before harm. Personal closures. Aisha visited Victor's cell, eyes cold. Rot while we build. His snarl is weak. Curse you, forever. Her laugh echoed out. Curse broken. Your end. Harrington family scattered. Gerald paroled early for testimony, living humbly, volunteering. Atonement, lifelong. Eleanor's book, Blind Privilege, a bestseller, proceeds donated. Sophia's law degree focused on civil rights, cases won for the oppressed. Final scene, MoMA Summit, Aisha with her toddler, Elijah grandpa doting, Blake uncle figure. New family, forged in fire. Youth presented projects, AI for equality, apps dismantling biases. Aisha's closing, lesson etched, judged not by skin, but soul. Redemption demands action, not words. From humiliation, hope. Dignity unbreakable, justice inevitable. The crowd stood ovating, symbols pinned. Aisha's hand touched the locket. Grandma, complete. Elijah's hug. Legacy eternal. Blake's vow. Continue together. As the lights dimmed on cheers, futures brightened, lessons ingrained. Prejudice falls to persistence, greed to generosity, division to unity. The cycle broken, new eras dawned in reclaimed strength. In the end, this story reminds us that prejudice and entitlement can shatter empires. But true redemption comes from owning our mistakes, embracing accountability, and committing to real change, proving that dignity triumphs over division and justice paves the way for a more equitable world. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts, personal stories of overcoming bias, lessons you've learned along the way, or any suggestions in the comments below. Your voice adds to this powerful conversation. Thank you for watching and joining us on this journey. If you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and we'll see you in the next video.